Welcome back. Welcome back to Sharp Edge News TV. My name is Ola. Yes, we're back. I know we took a week off, but yes, we wanted to. When you go to Wafa, it design yabi. Agba lolomuwa. So we wanted to. Agbo to feyin. Okay, to feyin. Agba lolomuwa. Yeah. So, we take a step back.
Try
so
and
that
interpret
we can...
that for our non-Yoruba listeners and
I'll leave that for you. But what I was saying is, we took a step back so we can reassess, rearrange, and so we can come back stronger. That's essentially what I was saying in the Yoruba proverb.
That is when the ram decides to back up.
Right.
Understand that it's just trying to get more power, more energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're back here today. Without any further ado, I do have the editor-in-chief and the publisher of SharpEdgeNewsTV.com. That's iChief Oladimeji Abitogun. Welcome, sir.
Good to be back with you. And to our audience all over the world, we say to people in the uttermost part of the world in which we live in, we say good morning. To those elsewhere, we say good afternoon. And in America, good evening. Nice to be back.
Yay. All right. Good. So I'm going to play this short video. We're going to talk really quickly about this. This is trendy as we speak. We're talking about the Edo impeachment situation.
And Ola, please, before we launch into that, can we try to seek the understanding of our listeners everywhere that inadvertently, because of the Easter celebrations last weekend, we decided to have a break in our productions. And last night too, we should have been on air. We couldn't do that because of a personal tragedy in our family. We lost somebody so dear to us, a brother-in-law, the husband of my immediate younger sister, Mrs. Olabimpe Olateju Balogun ni Abitogun. The husband had prepared to go to church yesterday morning, had ironed his cloth, and actually had even helped a church in his neighborhood to set up their sound and recording equipment, and then decided to go for his main worship duties at the St. David's Anglican Cathedral Ijomu in Akure, and then 2 meters away from his house, he slumped. And every attempt at reviving him, even when he slumped, he got back up, and they called the church that he would be a little late just because of that unforeseen situation. And he was telling the wife that it was a minor situation. He was laughing, joking with everybody that people should take it easy. And then he was taken to a particular hospital in that neighborhood. And when I spoke to medical experts in America, they told me that a dose of aspirin ordinarily would have assisted, or probably a defibrillator to get the heart back up. There was no sign that this person was going through some cardiac situation that was serious. There was no prior sign that he was indisposed. And so the hospital decided to give him a particular injection. The doctor, Femi, told me that he complained of stomach upset after the injection was administered. Thereafter, things took a turn. a tragic twist, and he died. So our hearts and thoughts with the family of the Baloguns, the Abitoguns. The Baloguns are from Ikare, and so sad. It reminded me of a poem that was popular in the 70s, Nightfall in Soweto. Mother who had gone to church, and then this massacre happened in Southwest Town, and this person had gone to serve God. What shall we say concerning this thing? I do not know what to say, but this was a man that was getting ready to go to church to worship God, and then he got called to the great beyond. Probably God felt his side was, or his bosom was the best place for Faith Balogun to occupy at the moment. But so sad. And so, just to explain to our audience that those of us who are in the business of information dissemination, journalists, yes, we may decide to entertain, inform, do all kinds. We also have our own personal issues, more so challenges, adversities, vicissitudes of life. So for everybody who mourns everywhere in the world, our condolences, but particularly to the Baloguns. Just a way of being responsible and trying to be accountable to our audience. Thank you very much. Good to be back again.
Thank you. Rest in peace to Mr. Balogun. All right, and condolences to the family and of course Auntie Binkwe. All right, so we're going to talk about this one really quickly. I'm going to put this on the screen. I'll play the video and then we'll talk about it really quickly. Okay. All right, let me just okay, here we go. Aha.
It is with heavy heart, yet a resolute spirit, that I come before you to address the recent events that have unfolded within our dear state. I denounce in strongest terms the illegal impeachment by the Edo State House of Assembly over trump-up charges. This is not just an attack on me as an individual, but on the very democratic principle that we hold there. It is a dangerous descent into dictatorship and a threat to the foundation of our democracy. Let it be clear that this impeachment was hushed because of my ambition to contest the Edo State 2024 governorship election under the People's Democratic Party, PDP, an ambition that is a legal right to all citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's a sad reality that in our political landscape,
I'm gonna leave it at that. Can you please bring us up to speed? What's going on here?
Yes.
Edo impeached Philip Shaibu as deputy governor. He's now saying that it's because he has ambition to run for governorship.
Let us say Shaibu out, marvelous in. Very interesting situations. But from the foundation of Nigeria as a nation, this kind of face-off political disagreement between principals, their deputies or lieutenants, are things that we all are familiar with. Talk of the imbroglio, the sharp and very deep divisions between the late political sage of all time in Nigeria, Femi Awolowo, and is former deputy, the then deputy premier of the Western region, Chief Samuel Ladoke Akintola. Talk of the disagreement that led to deadly consequences, loss of lives, unfortunately, between late Chief Michael Adekunle Ajashi, the then governor of Ondo State, and his then deputy, Chief Akinyomo Boriowo, to the recent situations that again threatened the peace of Ondo State, whether the former governor Olusegun Mimiko versus Ali Olanusi, or late Rotimi Akeredolu versus Alfred Ajayi. These things are not new in Nigeria, and you have seen even people struggling to install their proteges while leaving office in Nigeria, and then they turn against them, as in the case of Adams Oshiomhole, Obaseki, and Philip Shuaibu. River State, Wike versus Amechi, and now Wike, the FCT minister, versus the incumbent governor of River State.
Who's that? Fubara?
Yes. These are occurrences. But the curious thing is that I do not look at it as a material breach, something unconstitutional for a deputy to nurse the ambition of succession, succeeding their principal in office. People will say that yes, these people often, have worked closely with their principals, and they know them substantially enough to want to say that, oh, it is right and right for you to step into the soon to be vacant stool. No doubt. But sometimes too, you see the way these deputies are usually treated, as if, some people have funnily described them as spare tires. But I do not think that is the spirit and the letter of the Constitution as to their relevance on the joint ticket or the political enterprise. That said, I pity Philip Shuaibu because he did everything as somebody that was properly pupilled, properly schooled as a student union leader. You know, in those days, whenever we were, when we were in the university, even from our elementary schools, we thought being school prefects, becoming elected students union executives would be sine qua non, requisite training for us to aspire to leadership positions in our future life. And so Philip Shuaibu, having cut his political teeth early enough as a student union leader, later becoming leader of a National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, you would think he will be tolerated. Yes, the established political class are often very, very uncomfortable with people coming from pragmatic and radical wing of the students' movement in Nigeria. I will cast your mind back to the time of the late Chief Segun Okeowo, who led National Union of Nigerian Students in the famous Ali Mongo crisis of 1978. Later, this man found himself as the federated consciousness of Nigerian students in the then Constituent Assembly that was the precursor to the 1979 to 83 Second Republic Democratic Dispensation. You know, while he was one of the draftsmen for the Constitution in 1978, 77, 78, the established order in the Constituent Assembly were always doing everything to disgrace the man. They were uncomfortable. They would complain about him wearing a red beret. They would complain about his heavy beard, thick-set beard, like a revolutionary, and all those things. So they would want to work with individual characters like this, but they don't trust them. It's just like the way they continue to treat Omoyele Sowore. I'm not putting Philip Shaibu and Omoyele Sowore on equal pedestal, but the suspicion is always there that these people are disruptors. It's like you finding me in that kind of situation. I remember when I was the personal assistant to the chairman of the Accra local government, Mr. Edowo Odetubi. There were people who felt because of my progressive ideas, even the way I used to write speeches. They said, this guy is just too progressive. So, individuals like that would always be suspected. That said, what does this say about the person and the temperament, the character of the governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki?
So
he has fought so many people. Adams Oshomole, and I mean, you can call him a Syria traitor sometimes, and now he has even betrayed his deputy. Look at the offenses for which this man has been impeached. Would you describe them as impeachable offenses? What you find in this situation is that, you see, people are reluctant to criticize the judges and the judiciary. There is nothing wrong in criticizing them. It's part of protected. It is constitutionally protected to criticize them when they err. You see, the judiciary in in Edo State seems to be spineless. When Akeredolu tried to remove Alfred Agbola Ajayi in Ondo State, you saw what the chief judge did in Ondo State. That you go and follow what the constitutional the constitutional procedure ought to be, and fundamentally the governor did not like that. But who is applying? Who is craving the likeness or the admiration of a governor? The only thing that you should admire here is the beauty of the Constitution. The framing.
So Chief, let me because we're run through the time over there. Let me get your overall take on this. I wanna get a clear place where you are. Are you on the side of the governor, deputy governor here or not?
I'm not taking sides, but the governor seemed to have scored a political masterstroke. You see, the people of Akoko Edo, speaking area of Edo State, for so long had been marginalized. They come from the same North Senatorial District as Philip. What's his name? The impeached deputy governor. No, now bringing a Marvelous from Akoko Edo area, the Yoruba speaking area of Edo State. It's almost like a counterbalance to that. That is a masterstroke there. But as to the grant for impeaching the former, now referred to former deputy governor, although he said he's going to be the fight of his life, throwing it in the court of public opinion and all that. Regarding that, I would think that, yes, the governor has a fight on his hand. Unfortunate for him to have treated his deputy the way he has done. Unfortunate that these people will not allow for the process to run through. Let a successor emerge seamlessly, but they always want to tinker with the process. Who told him that whoever is going to succeed him now will be loyal to him? Let's continue to watch. But we wish them well in Edo State. After all, they say, Edo not be Lagos.
Yeah, it will be the first time I will hear a deputy governor of any type, impeached. But what do I know? I'm just
No, Laolu was also impeached in Ondo State. But
woo.
the judiciary corrected that anomaly. That was why Lasisi Oluboyo later became the deputy governor. But
Oh,
you
I
saw
was talking about me. I wasn't paying attention, but I should go and read
that's
up on
right.
that. I should go and read up
Yeah,
on that. Yeah,
yeah.
but
Even the former deputy to Tinubu in Lagos suffered the same fate. That woman. So you
so
find
so
them.
so so what I'm getting out of this, right? Because we run out of time on this one, right? What I'm
Yeah.
getting out of this one completely is that this is just another political, uh, political,
It's like they
political
say.
games. That's what they're
Yes,
playing
like they
here.
say in Nigerian lingo, the street communication in Nigeria, it's norms. It's normal. It
Okay,
happens in Nigeria. In
it's
Nigeria,
terrible, terrible.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right, good. All right, so we're gonna call that a day. That was the trendy stuff that's trendy right now. I'm sure we'll probably cover more about that one later. But for now, let's move on. Do us a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, and follow if you haven't done that already. All right, and we will see you in about 20 seconds. All right, so get used to this. We might have to cover Mr. Donald Trump a little bit. So
our, our regular.
yeah, get used to this. So Mike Pence. All right, Mike Pence. Why am I hearing myself back? Okay, hold on one second. All right, Mike Pence slams Donald Trump over abortion. I'm suddenly hearing myself. Is there anything on your end that changed? Okay, your voice went completely lower. Did somebody try to call? Yeah, that's what happened. Your audio went completely lower now. What do we do now? We might have to unplug and plug that microphone again. Okay, wait. Say something.
Hello.
Okay, that's better.
Listen.
Yeah, but he went out. Okay, it's coming back in. Let's see how that goes. Are you back?
I'm back. I'm right with you.
Okay, that's
Loud and
better.
clear.
You actually went out and then you're back. But I'm hearing myself. Hopefully, okay, I think we should be fine now. Anyway, so we have the story here. Donald Trump and Mike Pence, they're doing basketballs, But I wanna play this video. Let me show you this video, and then I'll play it, and we'll talk about it. Okay, here we go. And in 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Go.
My view is now that we have abortion where everybody wanted it from a legal standpoint, the states will determine by vote or legislation or perhaps both, and whatever they decide must be the law of the land. In this case, the law of the state. Many states will be different. Many will have a different number of weeks, or some will have more conservative than others, and that's what they will be. At the end of the day, this is all about the will of the people. You must follow your heart, or in many cases, your religion or your faith.
All right. So then Mike Pence is having some issues with that. So former President Donald Trump, United States President Donald Trump, is called to let states set their own baby deletion policy. We call it baby deletion because of YouTube sensitivity. Is drawing barbs from more than a few conservative Republicans who want a national ban, including its former Vice President Mike Pence. And I quote, President Trump's retreat on the right to life is a slap in the face to the millions of pro-life Americans who voted for him in 2016 and 2020. Pence shared on social media site Twitter, X, on Monday. So honestly, you and I have never spoken about this kind of thing before. This baby decision drama.
The truth of you want my honest opinion on this?
Yes,
The
I
truth
want to
of
know.
the matter is that I am pro-choice.
Okay.
I am pro-choice. Yes, I respect respect for every life, from conception to birth, and while we are on earth here, even in death, the
Make sure your microphone is not scratching your neck. I mean, as you talk, I'm hearing the scratch.
Okay.
Yeah, just make sure that as you're moving, that it's not scratching something.
Right. So,
okay.
What I'm saying in essence is that in life or in death, I want the dignity of the human person to be respected. That said, every life matters, but in certain circumstances, whether here in America or in Nigeria, the laws on abortion are very similar. Way back in year 2000, I ran into a friend who has now become a member of the bench in Nigeria. She, at that time, was running the chamber of Joseph Daudu, the Abuja office, and I sought her opinion about Nigerian law on abortions, and I was surprised to find out that it was quite similar to that of America. When the life of the mother of that child is in danger, the law allows for that to happen. But here, these people who try to, put it on the place of bigotry, don't even want to realize the fact that somebody must have fallen victim of rape, must have been, things must have gone awry at some point. But what we as men have not learned to do is it's never to put our mouth, our mind in the affairs of women, because these are decisions that are never taken lightly by any
woman,
by women
in the first place. Yes.
So even this one that they are saying, oh, so long your pastor, your priest approves of it. How many priests? So you are going to run to the Pope, who is not married. What does he know about marital issue? You're going to talk to a celibate Reverend Father about having abortion or not. Mike Pence, again, he has warmed his heart to the heart of so many people on the way he stood for the Constitution of America when Donald Trump tried to stage that January 6th coup.
To undermine it.
When Donald Trump virtually instigated people to go after Mike Pence to see if he could be murdered. A sort of a kind of murder in the cathedral, murder in the Congress that day, because things were not going his way. That said, at the last count, let me tell you, more than 24 Republicans, lawmakers elected, in the House of Representatives here, elected, national, what's it called? Congress workers, senior workers, they have thrown in the towel, and the commanding majority that the Republicans used to have in the House of Reps, in the lower house, has shrunk to 217 versus 213 for Democrats. So you're looking at a situation in which that party is quickly unraveling. Nobody is standing with Donald Trump. Wherever Democrats go, you would see Barack Obama, a past president. You would see Bill Clinton standing with Mr. Joe Biden, the incumbent president. Donald Trump continues to answer to both criminal and civil charges on the excesses and his love affair with dictatorial tendencies, neo-totalitarianism. So this kind of man would have nobody standing with him. Who else to disagree with him if not Mike Pence? His former his former loyal deputy, whom he tried to murder. So this is no surprise. It's beyond the politics of uh, baby deletion. It's
Right.
beyond the yes.
Right.
But
Right.
men should learn to leave women issues alone. And this is why you would see women coming, swinging like the vengeance of God in this um, election cycle.
So their argument is always, sorry to cut you out there. Their argument is always, this is an issue that concerns the society at large, and how can you claim that we are responsible for the society, but we should leave such a very important issue
Ola,
alone as men?
this issue is not new. Even in the days of Plato, Aristotle, I mean, this had been an ongoing debate for ages, endless. It's not new. Yes, it's not new. People should do their research. In the time of Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, there were debates about pregnancies and what have you.
Right.
In fact, the origin of law, there's something to do with that.
Right.
So, to continue to inherit all these things and they allow,
you might have to use your one hand to hold on to that mic so that just stay off of your clothes. It's on your clothes, so it's scratching it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So politicians for who they are, they will do anything to make it to make them appear as if they are your darling. But when they get into office, they will do anything. Anyway, Donald Trump originally was not even a Republican. Overnight, he converted. And he's been more Catholic than the Pope since then, driving all kind of extreme, chaotic agenda. He should deal with, what's it called, the bigger issues that would free our republic, that will free our country, the United States of America, from his dream of forcing dictatorship on us. That is my stand.
I mean, you mentioned just a few minutes ago that he continues to answer to all types of crazy charges. I mean, there's a report here on CNN. A New York appeals court has denied Donald Trump's petition to change the venue of his upcoming hush money trial. There's all type of trials everywhere. The former president's attorney on Monday had urged the court to postpone the trial so he could consider whether to change the venue, arguing that Trump cannot get a fair jury in New York. So, of course, that was denied, So, we'll continue to cover Trump, especially ahead of this 2024 elections.
Whether in Florida, everywhere, this man is at the end of his wit.
It's a wrap. You're very convinced it's a wrap.
When it comes to trying to manipulate the system, imagine, I mean, you dealing with your child, maybe 2-3 years old, the way they try to twist us around one finger, like they are our parents. The system is stronger. The system is able to nurture and nest everybody into line. That is what Donald Trump is learning as an old man. He should have learned such lessons much earlier in life. Too bad.
Yeah. All right, good. Like I said, we'll continue to cover Donald Trump's story. For now, do us a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, follow, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live or drop videos. We'll be back in 20 seconds. All right, so I'm not sure if you're ready for this one, okay? You can laugh already ahead of time. But let me first of all do a quick shout out to Miss Elizabeth Olayinka Omotayo. She said, "May Mr. Balogun's peaceful soul rest in peace. He will be greatly missed." All right. So, Bobrisky convicted on 4 counts out of 6. The Naira abuse saga. I'm going to play this short video, and then I want to hear your take and your opinion on this story. Okay? Let me play it real quick.
Of course, you're welcome to the entertainment segments of the Saturday Breakfast Show on TVC News. I am Theophilus Elama, and as always, I have my co-host in this studio with me, Adebanke Oduni. How are you doing?
Let's get to it. Let's get
giving that gist quite a bit, but what do you think of the whole saga? The breaking news, and I saw a headline: "Mummy of Lagos arraigned."
Jesus Christ!
People are very rude. What is my mommy of Lagos? She's a man. That's my own. Number two.
That's so disrespectful.
So that our viewers know what we are working with. But I think that it's important to make scapegoats of certain people, because we've all seen it on social media. It's actually very rampant.
Yeah.
Spraying the Naira and not respecting our national currency. You get. So I think it's very good. But I hope that they should forgive him, sir.
Well, he has to go there. He has to go through the hurdles of the court.
All right, those are some journalists taking sides recklessly. But anyway, about this Naira abuse story, did you see it? Did you read a little bit up on it? And what's your take on it?
Yes,
Bobrisky, the Nigerian most popular trans, can we call him trans something?
I do not know if it's transgender, but I think he's a cross-dresser.
A cross-dresser, yes, for sure. Yeah, yes, yes.
You see, Nigerians love to take jokes too far. I do not know I don't know his sexual orientation. Like I've said elsewhere, it's none of my business whatever adults do, with themselves.
With their lives.
Their sex lives is none of my business, so long you are not violating our corporate space, as in, for example, you are not dipping your hand into our common purse, into our national treasure, to indulge your your fantasy,
your personal fantasies.
Yeah, your personal fantasies, your personal luxuries, and this is where some of my journalist colleagues are missing the point. Buhari is seated in Daura today. You know how much has been traced to him, even when he's not a cross-dresser. Nobody is making him answerable. People who were filtering communications in respect of the conduct and misgovernance of so many years in Nigeria, they have never been held accountable. Bobrisky lives his life, and I'm not his fan. And I do not want to get involved in the polemics of whether he is he or he is she. None of my business. That does not in any way and I'm not homophobic. Now,
that's obvious with what you just said.
Yes, look at the attitude of Nigeria of the Nigerian system. They said they tracked his two accounts. More than 120 something million in one, the other one. How is that anybody's business? This is saying the wrong signals about the intent and purpose of governance in Nigeria. So this is how you want to launch after people's personal wealth, personal savings, just because somebody is a cross-dresser.
But real quick, let me ask you a question. If they found 120 million Naira in his account, if there was, don't you think the authorities will need to know the source of such amount of money?
This is a private citizen. Don't forget, all the money that Buhari has, the one Tinubu has, are they asking that? Those are the ones that people should busy their heads about. I'm telling you.
Okay, I agree with that. With that.
Now,
I'm just trying to keep it on Bobrisky for a second.
Their excuse for holding him and convicting him now. They said he is spraying money in public. Is that not a cultural thing in Nigeria?
Yeah, that one is really what I'm conflicted on.
Haven't you attended events, public functions in Nigeria, where musicians will now begin to parody you when they sing for you and you do not show appreciation? They will blow that thing. And when you hear that you are being described as being miserly because you do not appreciate musicians and what have you, that is a place you don't want to be in. I mean, we had a principle.
Are you saying the musicians manipulate money out of our pockets at the
Not
parties?
that, I mean, it's a cultural thing. This did not just start in palaces and wherever in Africa. You sing for was it royalty and and the noble people. They show appreciation. It's a commonplace. The one I do not subscribe to is that money being spread anyhow and then being pasted on the forehead anyhow and then the falls on the ground.
But what do you mean by anyhow? How is it placed on forehead anyhow?
Well, you see the way people try to display words of notes. In an unpublished work that we did, we had the opinion of a gentleman, the late Reverend Canon Olajide Fagboyegun. He said why he never used to do that. Why he stopped that habit was because he was sensitive to the feelings of the less privileged, the have-nots in the society who would now be thrown into some deep thinking that could be depressed that, oh, I have nothing. I look at the way people are being vulgar. Yes, that's the proper word. I do not subscribe to any form of ostentatious living. I do not subscribe to being vulgar, but please, people should not look for all kinds of excuses to just convict in Nigeria. The real criminals are there. Look at Wadume in Taraba State, who was given a tumultuous welcome celebration today in Taraba for an a convicted kidnapper. He was being Bobrisky has not done all those things. He has had his woto with what's his name? Who's that? Zazu.
Portable.
Portable. Yeah, Portable. They have had their woto, and the government decided to use that to take that. Maybe
the IT will letting you know he catches small crews here and there on the social media too.
That is it.
Oh wow!
And then the other one that an award meant for women had to be conferred on Bobrisky. Whatever was behind that. That's the call of the judges. There are bigger issues.
So you don't disagree with that at all. That he's the best dressed female in Nigeria.
They have their rules. You see, you and I cannot be lured into the mundane and you see, those things are not the issues with that Nigeria should busy itself with. Look at the issue of classification. You belong to this class, I don't belong to this class. That is being pushed under the let me quote and unquote the father of the current power and whatever minister, Laolu, the peculiar mess in Nigeria.
Right.
They are not thinking about that. How now you are rated and treated in a discriminatory way in Nigeria through your zip code, where you live. This is how much you pay to NEPA and all that. In terms of public power consumption, all kinds of.
So are you the main thing you're getting out of this is the hypocrisy of it all, right?
The moral hypocrisy, the legal hypocrisy, and the deliberate attempt at going after whoever they don't like. Even if he's embracing the other lifestyle that everybody is talking of, how about the big people who have been patronizing him?
Right. Because this guy was this lady, mommy of Lagos, was bragging just a few weeks ago that
he would lock Laolu up.
That one, yeah. But there was another guy who is also an influencer, very dark man on the internet, that they were going back and forth, and that one got picked up and was locked up seemingly unjustly for like a whole week straight after mommy of Lagos had threatened that he or she would do that, right? So that society seems like a society where people are just harassing each other with.
It's a country of power show. It's a country of power show. You see, in Yoruba parlance, it will be known as Eminimo Juelo, Iwolo Jumilo, Tondawa Alasile. In the words of Ebenezer Obey, But people should appreciate and acknowledge the vanity of the life in which we live.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. All right, so let's leave Bobrisky alone. Bobrisky is not a politician, at least not as of yet. So, but this Naira abuse thing, yeah, you're right. To me, it's just pure hypocrisy because people still do it in Nigeria. I know there was some kind of law they wanted to put in place, but exactly how do you plan to stop this practice or this tradition or culture of spraying money?
You want to treat Naira not with respect. The words, arrange them neatly like we do in our wallet and decently bring them out.
That's about all you can do. Like that old spraying money thing is just, it's a stretch, it's a reach.
All of them do it. They all do it. You don't do it, the society looks at you as being miserly. I won't go bad one right now. You know, yes, miserly people do not have fun. And the people who are close to them, their relatives, don't even enjoy them. You know, may God not make us stingy people.
Yeah.
But that said, it doesn't mean that we should be irresponsible how we throw Naira notes everywhere. No.
That's true.
But is that something somebody should be sent to prison for? I don't know.
Jesus, out of nowhere, he just got picked up.
Randomly.
Anyway, hit the like button, share, subscribe, and follow and turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. We'll be back in 20 seconds. We have some more stories to cover. See you in 20 seconds. All right, great. So I don't know what Baba Falana was talking about here. Maybe you were able to see some of this news over the week. Maybe you can speak a little bit more to it. But I'm going to play this short video, and then we'll take it from there. The title says, Falana urges Nigerian demand your rights under the law. So I'm going to play this, and then a very short clip, and then maybe you can bring us up to speed on it.
So I normally start my the conversation on the future of Nigeria by asking my guests where they think the country is going, and you know, so in your case, you know, I mean, your views are very well known on few of the issues. So I'd like to just take it from the point of view of the judiciary, you know, but you could take it in any direction that you also want. What do you think is the state of the judiciary today, and how best do you think this can be sorted out for the future of the country?
About the future of the country?
Yes.
I'm very optimistic. I just left a conference in Accra, Ghana, on constitutional changes of governments in Africa.
All right, so that's the end of that short clip. But again, I don't want to spend too much time on that. I wanted to know, did you see this news, and can you bring us up to speed on it?
Oh yes, that's him having an interview with Laolu Akande, the former spokesperson to the Vice President of Nigeria, Oshibajo. Laolu Akande is a very hardworking reporter with the Guardian newspaper. Remember the good works he did during the attack on World Trade Center in 2001. The 9/11 attack. He was so meticulous in bringing out the Nigerian victims that were caught in that unfortunate tragedy. And Baba Femi Falana, I call him Baba. I don't know if he's that old now. No, it's not. The last time I saw him, an untiring hold us in human rights law. And a second to none individual when it comes to civil rights crusades all over Africa and the world in which we live. That said, if Baba Falana is saying that people should, Nigerians should stand up for their rights, if you listen to him yesterday on this program with Shenwa Kimbaloye, where he was talking about the new increase in what's it called? Light tariff.
The tariff,
electricity tariff in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The reckless way in which, the arbitrary way in which this thing was planned and foisted on Nigeria. And the Minister Adelabu, the power minister, coming to defend that kind of charade. Mm-hmm. Something his own father, the late Adegoke Adelabu in Ibadan, would declare to be a peculiar mess. It's pure peculiar mess. So when he challenges Nigerians to stand up for their rights, the future under the law, essentially, you should understand, is a tool for social engineering and re-engineering. If there's any hope for Africa, for subaltern people, less privileged like you and I, the law remains a very potent mechanism for achieving that. That said, I remember, the totality of what Baba is saying is that there are emerging trends, the unknown horizons through which the African person, the African individual must head in order to safeguard and secure our future. The law is going to be multifaceted, multidimensional in tackling the issues that we deal with on the continent, issues of poverty, inequality, and the sad situation of corruption everywhere. That is what Baba Falana is talking about. For example, look at the ridiculous and totally irresponsible position canvassed by the Minister of Power that the Nigerians are fond of switching on their ACs hours before they use it, having their freezers on endlessly. In America, you should come and tell me if he thinks.
Wait, what?
If that is a peculiar issue with Nigeria, you should come and tell me whoever switches.
Let me see if I get this correctly. So we should manage. Let me see if I get this correctly. So we should manage power and not turn it on in certain orders.
Yes, he is trying to. He wants us to ration the use of power.
Jesus
Can you imagine
Christ.
that? In this time and age, Baba Falana described that as being pedestrian and being juvenile. Something childish, a suggestion. You want to blame the people, childish. But yes, it's almost like going after Bobrisky. You know, you want to criminalize people for their chosen lifestyle.
I'm sorry. You said it's almost like going after Bobrisky.
Yes, you want to criminalize the people's lifestyle. If I like, so long I'm paying my bills, give me prepaid meter. Meter me properly. Whatever I consume, I will
provide the service. Yes.
Don't come and push it in my face.
Yeah.
As old as I am, I should. You see, these people.
You should plug the iron before you plug the AC. Can you imagine?
These people. See, sometimes I want to embrace Tinubu. Sometimes I have to be cautious in my optimism about what they can do for us as a people. But the truth of the matter is that these people, they want to blame us for their profligacies, their irresponsible directions, the way they have treated Nigerians with disrespect. They continue to push it in our face and push and push and push. And someday, they should also be cautious. They should be warned. You have chased after a goat. Now he's run into a barrier, into a wall. Nothing to. No space for him to continue to run to. If that goat turns after you, especially the e-goat, you know, the crazy e-goat, Were Obuko, and he begins to bite and begins to come with you with his hoof and horn. What would you say? They are trying to exhaust.
They're trying to frustrate the people.
The people, they are forcing mental health on everybody. So if Baba Falana say people should stand up for their rights, I think it is right. It is proper.
That's what
And
that's
he's
coming
not
from.
trying to
Makes
instigate
sense.
anybody. He's
Yeah.
not trying to instigate. And one more thing about Laolu Akande. Isato, I acknowledge that he's been a very brilliant journalist. But you see the way people of his class are quickly reintegrated into the society to function as if they have not forayed into power. And it does not happen elsewhere like that. Yes, he started End Power Wire News Service. Do you know that idea of his End Power media organization was what the entire social whatever program in Nigeria was woven around? The one they called Air Power, and they were doing cash transfer to the purse of Nigerian indigent unemployed graduates and youth. Who does? Nobody has held Laolu Akande accountable. And Nigerian journalists, they have a way of giving themselves a free pass. So they can attack and criticize everybody. They don't ever scrutinize themselves. That is the way I look at it. So even the law too can be used to fine-tune individuals. Otherwise, good people like Laolu Akande. You cannot build a national legacy around your personal company name, around the name of your personal media organization.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Chief. Thank you. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. We have another story to cover for the day. Like, share, subscribe, follow, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. And shout out to those of you that are watching us live right now. We'll be back in about 20 seconds. All right, welcome back. Let's talk about Fubara really quickly. I'll be real quick. What's the correct way to say that? Real quick or really quickly? I was wondering. Really quickly or real quick?
Grammatically, real quick.
Yeah. Real quick, okay.
Or let's talk about it quickly.
Quickly. I've been struggling with that for 5 days. You'll be shocked. I was like, why do I keep saying really quickly?
Remember that grammar not be our language, but Yoruba also has its grammar. So thank you for trying to want to say it properly.
And we have our own Yoruba English too.
Or Nigerian and varieties of Nigerian English. Every client has his own variation, variant of this common, this ubiquitous Catholic universal language that we call English. Whatever you think would serve the purpose of your land of birth, your nationality. That is what I cannot suddenly become a speaker of British English.
And I saw I saw the post you posted on your Facebook earlier on today. The kid who said he was born in UK and he was taken to Nigeria to go and learn proper English.
Yeah,
and then it was talking about the Dundee United.
Dundee United. Right. Dundee United is a football team.
It's an actual team. I just learned that watching that.
It's a soccer team.
Yeah.
But in our what's it called? Childhood years in Nigeria, whenever the way they used to sell those full coupon. They used to use it to wrap a granite, right? Garage, Akure, and elsewhere. That was what they used with. So we would see those people taking a bet on whatever they would Dundee United, and it became a popular expression in Nigeria.
Like Dundee United, like Ode.
For an idiot.
Dundee United.
Yeah. Any Bobo density in Nigeria is known as Dundee. And when they form a team, they call them Dundee United, a band of idiots.
Wow. Anyway, so Rivers Politics Review, Wokocha, Ubani, Fubara make surprise move threat. I'm going to read A short excerpt from Arise News here. It says Governor Fubara gave the warning on Wednesday when he received members of the Nigeria Union of Local Government Employees,
that's right, Norge,
from the 23 local government areas of the state on a solidarity rally at Government House Gate in Port Harcourt. He said he will surprise those who consider his honest decision to implement the Presidential Peace Pact as a sign of weakness. The governor said he had been observing the several comments in the media on the implementation of the peace agreement, but chose to be silent out of maturity and wisdom. He explained that when President Bola Tinubu intervened in the political crisis that engulfed the state on October 30, 2023, the agreement that was accepted was a political solution. Governor Fubara said he had since then commenced implementation of the agreement solely because of his respect for President Tinubu, but regretted that other political actors other political actors have
you were the one who targeted your own editorial bid as wicked.
political actors have taken his humility and compliance as a sign of weakness. The governor said, "Let me say it here for record purposes. What is happening here in our dear state is somebody who has respect for an elder. Mr. President invited all the parties to Abuja and came out with a resolution that we should go and implement. That resolution, I'm implementing it. It is not a constitutional implementation. It is a political solution to a problem." I'll leave it at that. Let me let you take it from there.
Thank you very much. See,
Yes.
these people will not stop, especially. They won't stop until they render to naught this Nigeria's democracy. They are not going to stop until they succeed at turning Nigeria to a one-party, so-called democratic.
Can they do that?
So-called democratic one-party state.
Sounds like Trump all over again.
Beyond Trump, you see the capacity of the Nigerian, even in their creativity. The Nigerian is capable of all kinds of stuff. We often talk of American exceptionalism. Nigeria also has its uniqueness. It has its peculiarity. It has its own exceptionalism. Nigeria is
when you say uniqueness, are you saying they have their own way, their own
They are all
source?
unique. See, Ogbo Agboju, these people,
I started laughing before I deliver my punchline.
Yeah,
Are you saying they have their own scon?
Yeah,
Go ahead, sir.
But let me tell you, way back in 1988, I was spending time with my relations in Ibadan, at Orita Basharu in Ibadan. And my elder cousin, Brad Benga Fagbamigbe, was fond of saying something that you see about a particular tribe in Nigeria. I say, your problem is your excess intelligence. And this your excess intelligence is your problem. So you see these Nigerian politicians, their excess intelligence, they think they are smart. See, Yeson Wike has a work to do as Minister of Federal Capital Territory now. But he has forgotten that we are only here for a time and a season on earth here. He wants to be the Lord of several manors, or maybe two manors. He wants to be the conquering emperor of River State. Yet, he still wants to bestride Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, as a colossus. Man, you can't preside over two situations in the camp of Alade. Wike is the Minister of FCT, and he operates that place with distinction, excellently. Or he continues to meddle in the affairs of the
River State.
River State, and then he gets badly defaced. So this man is saying that the way he's been respecting protocol,
His elders,
differing to the presidency, should not be taken for being timid or being cowardly. This is, it's so simple. And all along we thought, oh, peace must have returned to River State. But for us to expect that to be a kind of peace of the graveyard. And Fubara is saying it's nobody's lucky. There is enormous power in being a state governor in Nigeria. And I think see the way he's been digging in, mobilizing the grassroots. And everywhere he goes, he is treated like a rock star.
It's getting more popular by the day too.
Wike should be very careful. They should not create the wild west situation of 1960 to 1966 that led to the fall of the destruction of Nigeria's first democratic experiment, the first reform. They shouldn't repeat that. And when you watch this closely, only today about 60 lawmakers within PDP were saying they may have to dump that party because of lack of internal democracy and the direction and the suspicion that the party's acting chairman has been kowtowing with, working in cahoots with the ruling party. They said he's an agent of APC. So what is APC gaining in all this? APC, I suspect, were the ones trying to destabilize Labour Party. They tried the game with NNPP. They are doing it with PDP. So when they gain this whole world, after they must have gained this whole world, and God asks for their soul, what would they say? People should be careful. See,
the pride. I always say something. Pride is a bastard, didn't
yes, and it often goes before fall. So they should be careful. They can't turn Nigeria. This is the problem of a left-wing politician, and these people are not even left of anything. They are not left of anything. Look at their economic policies. Very extremely conservative, but they call it neoliberal. What is neoliberal? Where is the love in them? You give a bitter pill to swallow, that pill, euthanizing us all in Nigeria, and then you say you are neo this, you are neo that. There is nothing liberal about them. They just have to be very careful. Look at the way they have come aggressively with this their new electricity tariff. Very, very insensitive. They just the old game plan. Whether they are they are inconveniencing Fubara, whether they are distracting people in PDP or NNPP, Labour Party, the old game plan is to take over the entire place. And after they have done that, it's just like you saying, Jesus is Lord. If it's not the Lord of your life, if it's not your personal savior, and so what? It must mean something. It must translate to something functional. These people love power, but they don't like to use it to transform the life of people for the positive. I think in the final analysis, Wike may get bruised so terribly, and he has to be very careful.
Interesting. All right. It's kind of funny that we were supposed to be talking about Fubara and Wike is taking over the conversation. I think that says a lot.
There's no way you can talk about Fubara. Fubara is telling you that it's nobody's lacking. And he's telling you that he is consolidating. As for the people who are always threatening him with impeachment, the lawmakers who decamped from PDP, shameless as they are, they can't hold their own tough. And that person has built his own estate now, his own political realm. That is the one that looks so attractive to them. They have decamped into APC. That tells on their character. Very colorless. And unimaginative. Political chameleons. The people should watch out for them.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, I see that about 4 people spent some time with us in the studio today. Please hit that like button. Tap the like button so we can ping other people into the room as we go along.
And please, if we can tell our folks, particularly African immigrants in the United States, all of us that are sitting, just understand this caveat. You cannot vote in the United States if you are not a United States citizen. But if you are a citizen and you know that whatever happens in politics has consequences, has ramifications, you must not be a bystander. You must not be an onlooker. Don't sit on the fence. Go register. Make sure your vote counts and that your vote is counted in this presidential election that will take place in the United States. Whatever issues, we can't tell you where to vote. But we are also allowed to canvass you to vote for whoever we want, we endorse, but we won't do that. We trust you. We know that you are smart. You know, say Africans, indeed Nigerians don't they carry last. Make sure you are part of the process, man. Let's go for it. And we are Americans. Let nobody continue to tell us we are anything less. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody for being here today. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.